This is Cain. He is a 4-year-old standard poodle here for his 2-week board and train. It is day 1. His family has not had him that long, maybe about a month. We have approximately 4 years that really we don't know about this dog, and it's going to be a journey of learning, kind of like an onion. We're going to keep peeling back the layers and discovering things that need work, things that are already in place. And here we go. This is Cain's evaluation walk. Just picked him up at his home, just took him out of the car, and here we go. Note his turn. He hesitates, and then I feel tension on the leash. Watch how he walks almost at the 6-foot end of the leash. Here's another turn, and you can see there's tension. He's not with me. Here you can see he got distracted and he's not with me on this turn. There's quite a bit of tension on the leash. Evaluating his confidence. Okay, evaluating him. He is a little bit skittish. Good boy. I'll go ahead and give him some treats. Okay, and usually when dogs, again, are fearful or a little bit skittish, they don't take food. Okay, he's not real toy driven per his family. I'm going to just go ahead and see if he has any interest in these through the coming days. Let's lay that there. You can see he jumped a little bit. So this one, squeaking may not be good, so we'll just kind of get him used to it non-squeaking. It does have a little crinkle noise to it. He doesn't seem to be bothered by that. I'm gonna go ahead and throw it. Okay, so he's not skittish of that sort of flying through the air, which is good. It's a nice little chew toy. We'll just kind of leave that there. And you can see how he turns his head away. I don't know if you can see or not that he's starting, to pant. So he's a little bit not sure about what's going on here, and that's perfectly fine. We'll just work with him and get him to more of a relaxed comfort state. Cain's release command is break. Normally I get really animated so that the dog knows it's time to go be a dog and we're going to have lots of fun and stuff. But today I'm going to go ahead and do an evaluation for the animated break command because he is a little fearful, and let's see what's going to happen. This is the first time. Break! And you can see that he backed up and went to the end of the leash. So I'm going to go ahead and change up his release command. I'm also going to go ahead and change up my body language, at least for this point in time. It is day 1. So break for Cain, we're just going to give him a thumbs up with the verbal, and I'm going to remain neutral, and we're going to use that for a couple days and see if I can go toward being more animated. When I am very animated, that is because I'm preparing the dog the first week in my yard and in my home for distractions as we go out in public the second week. Break. And again, with his break command, can't throw toys, he's not interested in food. And you can see his body language. Dogs are learning to trust, especially when you take them out of their environment that they're used to. With some dogs, it's genetic. So, you know, you really don't know unless you've had the dog since it was about 8 weeks old. Cain is new to his family about a month. Obviously, he's new to me as a trainer. So just continuing to work each day through gaining trust through bonding exercises. Hey, good boy. Okay, so I'm going to change up my pace. We're just running around to see how he looks and body language wise, what change of pace. Okay, so looks like I'm able to walk backwards a little bit and give that break sign. Great. Good boy. Break. Saw just a little bit of a jump on that. And it's all good. I mean, we're preparing him for distraction training because there's a lot more distractions out there than in public and the little distractions that I'm doing. Break. Good boy, Cain. Break. Good boy. Okay, so at least when I say break, he starts to move his feet, which is great. Obviously, we don't want him just to freeze when he hears his release command. What a good boy. Good job. Good boy. Okay, you can see that he has now sat down. He is focused on me. We are still in the preconditioning phase of his e-collar. Haven't done the e-collar walk yet, but preparing for it in just a little while. There are several data points of communication that Cain is getting, lots of input in terms of him being able to figure out what I'm asking command-wise. His first tool that I'm using is his leash, and he has on a martingale collar. He also has on a e-collar, so he's learning the language of the e-collar over the next few days in order to be proficient in it, much like learning a foreign language. He also has my verbal command, sit down, or whatever it is that I'm asking. He also has my body language. With dogs, they read your body language first, as you just saw with the break command, and then they go ahead and listen to somewhat what's coming out of our mouths, but mostly it's the body language. What I'm transferring and dropping out over the 2 weeks, because he is learning the language of his e-collar, and that's the first language that we want him to know and understand at the end of the 2 weeks. The e-collar can be combined with a verbal, it can be combined with just a hand signal. So there's many combinations that can go on in terms of how to communicate with Cain. Those are choices for each family to take on board and choose for their lifestyle what pieces of those communication data points that they want to use. I'm going to go over the hand signals for Cain. This is going to be break with more of a neutral body language for him. We're also going to have sit, which is 2 fingers that are just slightly bent. Also, for the follow command, we're going to have our hand just kind of like scooping air. With the heel command, usually I don't have a hand signal. For some dogs, I may have my hand at the side with my palm facing backwards, sort of like this. This helps keep the dog in line during training so they're not forging so far ahead initially during the training period. What is the follow command? The follow command is an informal loose leash walking command. The dog can walk in front, behind, or to either side of me, just so Cain is visually checking in. Also that he's turning when I turn, and no tension on the leash. E-collar training's begun. Okay, so we're doing the follow command. When my feet stop, he stops. Doesn't matter whether he sits, stands, or downs, just so he's stationary at this point on day one. Follow, and you can use follow or let's go. Follow. Cain, break. Good boy, Cain. Good job. Good boy. This is another e-collar training session. Break.